No worries.
Hey, with Vanessa Mariveles. She is the director of the feature film Echo of Dreams. It's a really like coming of age story about your character. It's a huge undertaking to make a feature film like this. I'm curious about the process. Like you wrote the script and what got you started to basically make this film. I'm assuming it's your first feature.
Yeah, it's my first feature. And what motivated me was, it's on my bucket list. I went to film school,
Yeah.
graduated 2009, and I've just been making short films. But I said one day I'll make a feature. So I just wrote what I knew, like things that happened in my life, and it went pretty fast.
So the first step is the screenplay, correct? So
Yeah.
like how long was the screenplay was written for? Like was it something that you've been doing for a long time?
No, I was inspired by other underdog films, and then I just wrote it on like July 4th weekend, and that was like my first draft. And then I was like, okay, I got something here, so let me keep going and just finish it in a few weeks. And then I started casting in parallel.
Gotcha. And then so then so you said like you've done a bunch of short films before, so obviously you know how to produce a film.
Yeah.
Did you kind of use the same crew as you did with your shorts? Like how was like building the crew up?
Well, I wish I could afford a crew, but it was all bootstrapped. So it was like a shoot for more than 30 days, and it would have been a really big budget. So I just shot it myself. I learned to DP. I never DP before. Learned more about lighting on YouTube. Like I've done all this in film school, but
Yeah.
technology changes, and then I had to learn DaVinci Resolve. I used Adobe for editing before, so everything was like learn as you go, which is pretty insane for the amount of time I shot this film.
Was there anybody there to help you though? I'm assuming there was somebody.
Um, I just did very little lighting actually, just like I didn't really need a crew. I just used my actors to help me move a little bit here and there. Even the microphones, we use labs, which may not have been the best choice. I would have preferred like having a boom person because some of the sound was a little compromised at the end, and that's how it goes with indie productions.
So tell me about the finding obviously your actors are your key, especially your lead actor. So tell me about finding her.
I
To
just used Backstage actually. I didn't know any of my actors except for the instructor who I worked with in another short film, and everyone else was just found on Backstage.com.
and then tell me about how did you do auditions to find your lead?
Yeah, we just did virtual, so I would send them sides of the part they would play, and then have them audition for that. Send me a video, and then I would shortlist from there.
Gotcha. And then so how was the experience working with her? Like kind of like she's in every scene, I guess, right? So she's with you all the way.
Mhm. Yeah, it was great. I mean, we built trust from day one, and she didn't really have a lot, but I could see myself in her, I guess, as the character, and I was like, okay, she's fairly new to acting. She's done some classes, and but yeah, so we worked pretty well. She already knew what I wanted. It was very easy to direct my actors.
Yeah. So because
Mhm.
she like how did she feel about the final product? Because like I'm assuming she's never worked, like I said, she's fairly new, so I'm sure she never worked on a feature like this before.
No, she hasn't. But she was up for the challenge. So yeah, I'm glad I found her, and I got good people to work with who are very, who could take directions, weren't a diva, and it's always great when directors find people who are as motivated as them to create something great.
Was there anything like that during the shoot itself? With anything that was like sort of a cliche question, but what was like the biggest kind of conflict that occurred during the shoot?
Biggest conflict would be, okay, I think for the lead actress to have this very emotional scene, so to cry on cue is pretty tough for, I think, a lot of actors.
Yeah,
So I just, getting the motivation, um, from her that way, and working it a little bit. So, yeah, I think having, like, emotional scenes are the toughest to direct. So, that took a little bit of time.
especially when you're like kind of running and gunning, like you're like this kind of style of filmmaking.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So then you're like you shot the film. Did you have to go back and do any reshoots?
I did for, like, maybe a day with her B-roll stuff,
Yeah,
um, and the car scene at the end. I won't reveal anything, but, yeah, I just needed more inserts, that's about it, but everything is, like, very planned ahead of time. Like, I already knew where to go, I knew what shots I wanted, but a lot of things were also improvised by the actors too, so I got a lot of good, um, I guess, candid scenes that are in the film.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then you said you edited the film yourself.
I did, yeah.
That was a quite. I'm assuming that was a pretty big job.
It was, yeah, like, editing is the most tedious job in film, and it took about 7 months to make the film from idea to finished product. Editing took, like, 5 months for the
Yeah.
whole chunk. Yeah.
So you shot the film and then you started. Did you take like a few days off, a week off before you started editing?
Oh, man, I was just like, "I need to get this done for
Yeah.
film festivals," so I just no, there was no really break in between until I was done editing.
And then so that's what you did, I guess, right?
Yeah,
You hunkered
just
down
kept going.
and basically spend your life making this film.
Yeah, I did. Um, that was already, yeah, dang, that was a year ago, so when I started editing, so it's been a journey.
So I'm assuming there were some ups and downs in the process.
Oh, yeah, yeah, when you edit the film yourself and you're like, "Oh my goodness, I have to see this for, like, the thousandth time,"
Yeah.
it's like you need different eyes and ears to catch things that you can't catch, and, so I actually hired a sound post-production sound guy who
Yeah.
helped me with the ambient music, sound effects, um, and some fixes that I needed for the sound. So,
That was my next question. I was assuming
mhm,
that you brought someone in for sound.
yeah. But I also, I guess you can say, I paid for music from this artist, independent artist Flavia. So she was gracious enough to give me 3 songs of hers to put in the place in the film, and, yeah, I'm glad because I think music is very powerful in movies.
Yeah, 100%. Well, it has
Mhm.
the style of like the tone of like the character in your film, the music, right? So
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah. And so she's like an independent artist. Yeah. So it was good. It exposes her music as well, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So when did you like when did you start when did you finally show the film to the cast?
So I had a cast premiere in March of, yeah, this year, actually.
Yeah, and
I
then
was like, "Wait, we're still in 2024."
that was the
Yes.
first one you saw. Yeah, you're still in 2024.
Yes,
I guess it's been a long year.
it has been a long year. Yeah, it was the first time I've played it in a movie theater. So we actually went to a movie theater, and saw it. Everyone, partied afterwards and celebrated. So it was
Yeah,
great.
you got it done. So how does it feel to
Yeah.
get it done?
Oh, well, a big weight off my shoulders and check off my bucket list. So quite happy.
So what's next on your film bucket list then?
What's next? I mean, I'm working on another short, series thing with a friend. It has to deal with like AI technology. It's a parody about like entrepreneurs in Silicon Valley. So that's current right now. And then I was writing another feature that's like an um, action drama, kind of like Thelma and Louise meets Baby Driver, because I like cars. So
Okay.
yeah.
That sounds like a good. I like that mixture. Thelma Louise
Mhm.
meets Baby Driver.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming Thelma Louise is way before your time.
Yeah, but I've seen it. It was good.
Ridley Scott, he's still making films.
Yeah.
So okay, so then you're like you got the bucket list, you got in the festivals, and what's the biggest thing you learned from this experience? What would you do like that you learned now and then you make your next feature? What did you learn from this experience that you're gonna take from your next film?
I will definitely make time and save money for or get funding for a crew
Yeah.
because doing everything yourself is quite tedious and exhausting. So yeah, I just have to plan for that.
Yeah,
And
well, yeah. And it's good because it's good to have collaborators, right? So you can
exactly.
talk to people.
Yeah. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people I want to collaborate with. I already have them on my roster. So we'll see. Just it's always about getting the funding. That's always the issue, right?
Yeah. And then from like a filmmaking experience, did obviously you know it's no film ever is perfect. No director's ever totally happy with their experience, right?
Oh, of course not. No, there's a lot of things I want to, redo, wish I could have done better, but you just learn from it, but you have to just learn to let it go as well.
Yeah.
It's already in the world. It's already been in festivals and it'll be in streaming soon. So,
Yeah, that's what you have to do, right?
yeah.
So then okay, so you got things going on and you go to your website, Mariveles Productions, which is your last name. That's a
Mhm.
great. It is a good production name. It's a great. You have a film last name. It's good for film.
Okay.
Has someone told you that before?
No?
Yeah, it's like marvelous, Mariveles, right? So
Mhm.
you're
Yeah.
marvelous.
Some people have said that.
Yeah,
Parallel of it
and you got
sounds
your
like marvelous, but
yeah.
okay, I'll
You
take
got
it.
By Curious Sleepover, which was on festivals. It's on Amazon now, and you
Yeah.
got your yeah all the stuff on your website and things that you're about to do, right? So
Mhm.
you're on your way.
Yeah.
So you're based in Los Angeles, correct?
Actually, no, I'm in San Francisco Bay Area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, because I know that was it's because we're doing this. It's 10 o'clock my time. It's 7 a.m. your time. You woke up for me, so
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, like yeah, that makes sense because of the film. Yeah. So basically, so then how is the San Francisco film scene in a general sense?
I mean, there's like pockets of filmmakers who love to collaborate and, meet up. So there is a scene here. It's not as huge as LA, but it's
Yeah.
also not as competitive. So I don't feel like the grind here. It's just like, okay, I'll do my thing and then let's see what the world thinks of it. There's no like pressure really here. So because it's all mostly tech industry
Yeah.
and you know, you get inspired by that as well for storytelling with all the nerds
Gotcha.
here.
Yeah, that makes sense. And they're always looking for it's like they kind of jump into each other's worlds as well.
Yeah.
So well, I wish you the ultimate best of success. We're excited that we showed your film at our festival, and let's talk again when you make your next film.
Sounds good. Thank
So either
you.
you're going to go back to sleep or you're going to
Oh
start the
no.
day.
I'm awake.
All right.
I'll start the day.
All right. Have a good
Yeah.
one. We'll talk soon.
All right. Thank you.